The first core exercise is for strengthening up your transverse abdominus, and this is a muscle that goes from your spine around here around to the front, and it's a corset muscle. And if you suck in your stomach and you're trying to tighten your belt, that's you contracting your transverse abdominus. And this can often be very weak when the core has been compromised, either through injury or through pregnancy or through any other reason. So this exercise helps strengthen the transverse abdominus, and when we're doing this exercise, we're also going to strengthen the pelvic floor. So how to know how to contract your pelvic floor. This is the muscle you use if you're going to loo and you want to stop mid-flow. That's your pelvic floor muscle. So what you do is you imagine you're going to loo, you're stopping mid-flow, and basically you should feel a contraction in your lower pelvic region, and that is your pelvic floor contracting. If you want, you can kind of contract as tight as you can, and imagine that you're drawing your pelvic floor up inside you, and then release it. And you'll kind of see, if you notice my hips as I draw my pelvic floor in, there's a little bit of a tilt back, and as I let it relax, my hips relax a little bit. With the transverse abdominus, how to know you've contracted is if you put your hands inside your hip bones here, and if you imagine you're tightening your belt, and you have to suck your stomach in to tighten your belt, you should feel tightness come underneath your fingers in here. And that's your transverse abdominus. If you can't feel it, it doesn't matter. Just keep trying it, because over time you will learn to feel it, and it just may be a matter of time. Okay, so this core exercise is quite a basic exercise, but it's very, very important to build the basic core strength before you start doing any additional harder exercises on it. So if you look at my back here, if I'm lying there, you can see an arch underneath my back, between my back and the floor. When I contract my pelvic floor muscles, what I should do is find that my back tightens and it comes down onto my hand, so I should feel increased pressure on my hand. So if I draw my pelvic floor, which I'm doing now, and if I draw my transverse abdominus, like I imagine I'm tightening a belt, my back flattens onto my hands, and I can feel the weight of my back on my fingers there. Okay, so this exercise, then you want to pay attention to that. So what it is we're just drawing your pelvic floor, drawing your transverse abdominus, and starting one leg out along the mat, maintaining the pressure on my fingers there, and then pulling it all the way back up. What most people will notice when they do this and they don't have good core strength is that as they extend their leg out, they may have a certain amount of pressure here, but then they lose the pressure, and you can see the arch comes back into their back and the pressure comes off their fingers here, and the core is not engaged. So when we're doing this exercise, you just have to think about drawing in your core muscles, your pelvic floor, your transverse, the pressure coming on your fingers, and just extend the leg out as far along the mat as far as you can without that pressure coming back up, and then just pulling back. If it goes, put it back in and just pull the leg back up again, and just building up to 10 of those on each side, on the right and then on the left. Okay.